Shanti, peace to you, peace to me. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Peter and today I want to talk about nothing is permanent and everything changes, especially my hairline. So whatever state you're in now, it is temporary. The wheel of life will turn for good once more. So it'll keep going round and round and round. Life goes round. So nothing is permanent. So the emotion that I felt when my mother died, I really felt that that was going to be me for life. That sadness, that grief, that loss, the biggest loss I think I've felt in my life was when my mother died. Really tragedy. I was 11 years old. I was born into a family of 5 boys, very competitive, and I wasn't like them. Yeah, I can compete. I can compete with the best, and yeah, I can look after myself and look after myself with the best. But I'm not like that anymore. I've changed because I had to be like that when I was younger, very strong. But I said to my mother, I said, well, why are you all doing this to each other? Look at you, you're all fighting and pushing each other around and competing with each other. This is all crazy. And she understood that. She understood that. Maybe it was my more feminine side, more nurturing, looking after side coming out as well. Because that's what I had to understand or recognise as a younger boy, was the feminine side of this world. I think that's why I was thrust into a family of 5 brothers of to find that more feminine side, it was interesting, very interesting for me at that time. But she died, excuse me, she died, and the tragedy really felt permanent on me, and it was such a big feeling. It went, because she died when I was 11, excuse me, god dear, got an itch, excuse me. She died when I was 11, and I held that grief all the way into my 20s, and it was one of the most profound experiences when I was lying there. I was living in a bedsit. I was just becoming a musician, so I needed to live very cheaply, and you could in those days. Actually, you could move around wherever you wanted. It was quite an amazing experience. And I was grieving. I was still grieving in my 20s, and I felt the energy of my mother come into my room. I could smell her, almost smell her. And it was definitely her energy. And she said, "Just let me go. Let me go now, Peter, and just get on with your life. Let me go." I'm getting goosebumps even just saying that. And I did. I said, "Okay, I'll see you on the other side. I will see you again, don't worry." And I let her go. I let that grief go, I let the sadness go, and it was liberating for me because I realised, look at me now, look at me. And I became the life and soul of the party all of a sudden, changing from being very depressed and upset, looking for attention because I was so distraught with all the grief that I was living under, and then all of a sudden became gregarious, loving people, and became a musician, so you could go and party with the best of them and it made a different life for me. So I was holding on to that grief so hard and saying, this is me now, this is it, and then I let it go. I let it go. And it really is that important to let go, because life will keeps turning, but the wheel of life keeps turning. Nothing stays permanent, nothing stays the same. Everything is always in changing, constant flux. If you think of it going down to the tiniest of molecules in our quantum world, everything's spinning. It's all going crazy, and because we see a calm picture now, doesn't mean everything's crazy. Everything's crazy. It's like a hurricane. Everything's spinning so quickly that all the atoms are spinning so quickly you can't even go through them. That's how fast they're spinning. That's where you get your solid material world from, is the spinning. So everything's spinning crazily, so nothing stays the same. So the grief will always move on. I had the same experience with my father actually, because he died when I was 19. He was disabled, and the same bed set, actually the same bed, but a little while later I was still holding a little bit of grief for him, and he came as well. I said, let me go, let me go. You don't need to do this for your life. It's not going to serve you anymore. Let me go. I could smell him, I could sense his energy, and it was incredible. Again, the 2 enormous feelings of relief I had. And those 2 experiences was so profound just to let it go. And we're holding on to so much of this, from the conditioning that we have, from our schooling, from even when our parents are telling us you're not worthy. You're not worthy. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, you little sprog? Shut up, get back in your box. It's like, that is very deeply affecting you as a human being, as your conditioning. And that's where we have got this so wrong in the West, as far as I'm concerned, so wrong. And it's not about spoiling your children either, mollycoddling them and making them little princes and princesses. It's not about that either. It's about letting them form their own ways, and then you guide. You're a guide. All of this is about guiding. As soon as you start to condition, you've got the same circle going round and round and round. Same circle, even though life is changing, it's the same experiences that we're going round and round and round and round and round. You see it all the time. You see it all the time with certain families where the children are the same as their parents. And you've got the same thing that are going to be going around and round and round because they condition them. And now parents are becoming friends of the children. So they're hanging out with each other. So they're becoming friends, so there's no rules or boundaries that they have. So it's all open and liberal. Which is, I want to be free. Yes, I want to be free more than ever. But this is not healthy. It's not healthy because it's actually just doing the same thing over and over again. And who was it? Einstein said, if you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, it's insanity. It is insane. And it was Krishnamurti said, you cannot judge your health. You cannot judge your health on looking at this society and being well adjusted to it if it's profoundly sick. Paraphrasing there, and it is profoundly sick, the society. So that will change as well. That will get better or get worse, whichever way we choose it to go, because we need to do that as a collective. That's up to us. But everything changes. Nothing is permanent. So if you're depressed at the moment, sad, grieving, upset, you can change that, or it will change. Give it a day. I've just been through this most horrendous astrological cycle. Ended this morning, and I woke up this morning and went, ooh. And oh my goodness me, so what could go wrong has gone wrong, and I'm still smiling, laughing about it, and still doing what I need to do. I'm focused more on work at the moment now. I can go back to focusing on relaxation because there's not going to be something terrible coming around the corner. So I realised deep down inside, this is not permanent. This is not permanent. This is not permanent. So I kept moving through it, and you go day by day going through it. This is not permanent, and then it comes to an end, you go whoa, and then you appreciate. It's the appreciation and the gratitude of what you still have around you. You look after more. So this is like a dark night of the soul that we're kind of venturing into. Dark night of the soul is something when you go really, really deep, really look in the mirror at yourself and go, oh, and accepting the darker side of you as well. Seeing the darker side, because the darker side brings out the light. Is what I had. It was really dark, and it brought out the light in me. And it's important, very important, to see the full aspects of you and just observe your thoughts rather than think your thoughts are you. It's really, really important. One more thing I'll share with you. I went to the Korean meditation tour with the body and brain, and I went into this old cave, and it's supposed to be a cave for relieving anguish from the past. And as I said to you before about my mother and father, I felt like I've done so much work with that, with social workers, and spoken about it to so many different people, that I thought I'd done everything from the past. So I went in there and sat down and started to meditate in this beautifully dark cave. I must admit, it was wonderful, and the temperature was perfect, and it was like a time capsule. I went through these time capsules of, yes, I did that, and then I found one where my two eldest brothers seemed to end up with houses for my father's estate, and the four younger brothers got nothing. Well, the fourth eldest, the one down, the two up from me, got a car and something else. And I've been holding resentment from that for many, many years now. And then I forgave them, released it. I thought, well, it doesn't matter now. And I walked out that cave, and my master mentor said, wow, what's happened to you? You've released that, you let it go. And I explained, yes, This is what I've let go. And yeah, what is the point in holding on to all of that negative emotions? Yeah, it doesn't mean I want to go and be best buddies with them or speak to them again, but just let it go. It doesn't matter. And if I see them, I just see them like any other human being. It won't be a big deal to me anymore. But it was, and I let go of it. And it's let going of those things when life will open up again and bring you better things, better changes. But you will go through hard stuff, and always remember, it's never, never, never permanent. Never. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. So hang on.